So Steve, then this meeting in Dubai, how much of the discussion will be led with, well, what if the team go and get themselves into Europe? And an outlay then? Because, well, 2 months from now, it already looks potentially likely. 2 months from now, it might be a near uncertainty.
Yeah, I mean, look, we Chris and I talk about it regularly. Not only Europe, but just finishing higher up within the league, because every position you finish up the league, there's an extra sum of money that you get for doing it. Those sums of money, when you start talking about finishing not 17th as an example, but 7th, it's 10 positions, and that ends up being actually a significant sum, which if you then utilise that to strengthen the squad with, you get a lot back for it. So, the key thing is, like as Chris has touched on, the board and Prince Abdullah want to continue to push this club forward as much as they can, but it's being done in the right way, in a sustainable way. It's not boom and bust. It's let's get, there's a 3 to 5 year plan with this, and we've talked about it many times. We've sat and talked about it in Dubai the last time we was there. We'll be talking about it and updating it again when we're there next week. And we're spending these large sums of money, but they're on proven talent that's young, that's got many years left of their career, and we think are assets to the football club, and that's what it comes down to.
So Chris, in the very swift evolution of this team, you have recruited players from right across the globe. How much have you had to develop the scouting network to get that far? I'm sure Mitch hasn't been to every single place on the planet, so what does the scouting network look like now as opposed to 18 months ago?
There's a different way of doing it. A lot of clubs have, individual scouts and a number of scouts in different countries. We go about it in different ways. We use software, we use video analysis, certain Y-Scout and other forms of watching players and looking at players. Obviously, then going out, we've got our own individual statistic-based model that we look at for what we need in our players. There's always a subjective and objective view of it as well. Do the stats add up to where we want them to be in terms of the players that we want, and what we're looking for, age and different qualities that we look for. And as well, obviously off the back of that, looking with our own eyes and getting around, especially with Xander, we've watched him personally 4 or 5 times, and we've watched clips and games right the way through. So we do it a little bit differently. The agents are a big part now. They cover the market. They run the market really. So it's a different way of doing it, and we're happy and comfortable doing it this way. As I said, I think it's quite easy to go, let's say 30 grand and have 3 agents, that's 90 grand, and then there's another 90 grand in this country, another 80 grand in that country. That becomes a very, very big number, and then you're not automatically guaranteed to get players as well. So we do it a different way. I think one of the things that we've benefited from is obviously the profile of the team and how it's gone about its business in the Premier League. I think you speak to Xander, these boys are watching Premier League football, week in, week out, want to be part of it. And I totally understand in the summer why there might have been a reluctance for Xander and his agent and his family that maybe Sheffield United wouldn't possibly be on his radar. But now, because of the performances and the consistency and quality of the results, we've put ourselves in that. But we do it our way, and Brentford do it a different way. But there's a price to that. There's a price to what a lot of other clubs do, and there's an obvious price to us that it sits comfortably with us.
We've, Steve, on various different occasions in the past few months, spoken to Chris about contracts. You're in negotiations with a couple of players, a few players right now about their contracts. How hard is it to manage when you've got League One players who've got their incremental deals to somebody that now wants a load of money because you are doing well and high up in the Premier League?
Yeah, look, I mean, we've got a framework for the wage structure within the first team, and we work really hard to make sure that we don't break that and we don't mess with that, because that then brings disharmony within the team, understandably, and that's not something that we want. So everything we're doing is consistently working to those structures to make sure that stays in place. So we understand everything that's happened with the players that have come from League One through the journey with us, but not only do we appreciate their loyalty, but also I think, you know, we haven't ever lost a player. I can't remember, whilst Chris and I have been here, that's been with us on that journey, that's still been part of our first team. We've gone to them first. We've offered them new contracts, improved contracts, obviously, that have kept them happy and kept them at the market rate that they should be for the position they're now playing in.